Okay, have you ever stared at your own essay for so long that the words just, well, they start to look like squiggles? We've all been there. Today, we're going to talk about a super simple trick that can make your writing instantly better. It's called peer editing. So let's dive in. You know the feeling, right? You've reread that one paragraph about 20 times. And in your head, it sounds absolutely perfect. But there's this little voice, this nagging feeling that something's just off. The truth is, you're just too close to it to see what a brand new reader would see. Well, that feeling actually has a name, and it's the big problem we're going to solve today. It's what we call the writer's blind spot. So here's the deal. Your brain is kind of working against you. It automatically fills in all the gaps because, hey, you're the author. You know the blueprint. You know what you intended to say. But your reader, they don't have that blueprint. They only see the words on the page. And that's exactly why getting a fresh pair of eyes isn't just helpful, it's absolutely crucial. So if the problem is this writer's blind spot, what's the solution? Luckily, it's not some complicated, expensive tool. It's a simple, collaborative strategy that anyone, and I mean anyone, can use. And yeah, you guessed it, it's peer editing. At its heart, peer editing is exactly what it sounds like. It's the process of showing your work to another student, a peer, a partner, to get feedback. We're not talking about hiring a professional editor here. We're talking about turning to the person sitting right next to you. You can just think of it like a simple trade. It's a straightforward exchange. You read their paper, and they read yours. You give them your honest perspective, and in return, you get an incredibly valuable outside look at your own work. It's easy, it's effective, and everybody wins. Okay, so what's really in it for you? I mean, why even bother with this? Well, it goes way, way beyond just catching a few typos. There are two huge, almost game-changing wins that can totally transform your writing. Yep, it really just boils down to two major benefits. And once you get these, every single peer editing session you do is going to become this powerful tool that you can use over and over again. So, win number one, and this is the big one, you get a real live reader's opinion. Is that main point you're trying to make actually coming across? A peer can tell you in a second if an idea is confusing or if a really important argument needs more backup. They're your first audience. Think of them as a test run. Now, the second win is all about what you learn when you're the editor. When you read someone else's paper, you get a peek inside their process. You see all these different ways to structure a sentence or build an argument, or maybe even just hook the reader in the first paragraph. This is hands down one of the best ways to get fresh ideas and break out of your own writing ruts. All right, so we get why it's important, but how do you actually do it? Without it just being awkward or you just saying, yeah, it looks good. The key is to have a plan, a simple 3-step method. Here's the roadmap, and it's super simple. There are 3 steps: a first reading, a second reading, and a focus on content. First, you read for the big picture. Then you zoom in on the details, all while keeping your eye on the prize, the ideas. Let's break each of those down. Step 1, the first read-through. For this pass, your only job is to understand the main point. Seriously, that's it. Don't stop, don't pick up a pen, don't make any notes. Just read it from beginning to end and ask yourself one simple question. What is this person trying to say? Getting that main purpose first gives you the context for everything else. Okay, now for step 2. You can pick up a pen. This is the second reading, where we get into the details. Go back in and try to find the topic sentence of each paragraph. Does the conclusion actually wrap everything up? Circle specific things that jump out at you, whether they're great or maybe a little confusing. And the most important part, ask questions. A simple note in the margin that says, "Can you explain this more?" is often the single most helpful piece of feedback a writer can get. Which brings us to what I like to call the golden rule of peer editing. Ready? Focus on content, not commas. Your job is not to be a grammar cop. Your job is to help them with the big stuff, the ideas, the structure, the clarity. Trust me, improving the actual content is so much more valuable than fixing a misplaced comma. So at the end of the day, peer editing is all about teamwork. It's about getting a new perspective to make your work stronger. It is truly one of the fastest ways to grow as a writer. So the only question left to ask yourself is, whose fresh eyes are going to help you improve your next paper?